So I'm going to tell the story about my dog, whom I lost. It's okay. So when I was growing up, I had two dogs. One was Bandit, and he was this adorable schnauzer poodle mix, and he was bright and energetic, and stayed around home. And then we had Heidi, who was also a poodle schnauzer mix, and was two things primarily: an escape artist and a slut. I remember the first time Heidi. She was this white dog that had this. She wasn't really very attractive, honestly. She had this underbite, she'd smile like you don't like that now. And but it was one of those, so ugly it's sort of cute kinds of things. But the male dogs around the neighborhood didn't seem to mind, because one day I remember we had Heidi for a little while, and she disappeared, and I was heartbroken because my dog was lost. So I'm about 10 years old, and I'm looking around in the neighborhood for her, which consisted primarily of riding my bicycle around yelling, "Heidi, Heidi!" And that's about as much as you got looking at that age. And so I had looked for her for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden I'm out on the bike again, hollering, "Heidi, Heidi!" And I see these two dogs down the road, down the street there, fighting, I thought. But I get a little closer, and they weren't fighting, but they were definitely joined together. And when I get up to it, I notice that one of them is Heidi, and she has that kind of underbite smile on her face. And this male dog has just had his way with her, which she seemed to enjoy. But he's stuck, right? They're just together. And so Heidi sees me ride up, and she comes trotting to me with the other dogs going behind her. And so I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I can't take the two of them home. What I got, two dogs in tow isn't just going to work. And I wasn't really quite sure what to do. And plus, I was 10 years old, so I was really confused. And this is how this works. So anyway, I was like, I totally don't have any idea what I'm going to do with this. What am I going to do with Heidi and this other dog? And so finally, they settled down, and I guess the afterglow wore off, and and they were, amazingly, wow, okay, they're apart. So I pick up Heidi and I take her home. Now, mind you, not long after this, Heidi has puppies. And now, I had noticed that Heidi and Bandit had liked each other a lot. And when she had these puppies, she had ones that looked like Bandit and ones that looked like this dog that I had seen her carousing with in the neighborhood. And then ones that looked like a dog I had never seen before. So we really weren't, which actually is possible, by the way, just so you know. So we realized that Heidi had a purpose for getting lost all the time, because she wanted to go have a good time. So my parents are hardcore old school when it comes to dogs. My mom was raised on a farm, animals stay outside, none of this stuff like inside and take them to the vet or do any of that kind of stuff. But they did decide that unless we wanted to have puppies all the time, we were going to have to do something about Heidi and her proclivities. So they decided they would spend the money and have her spayed, because that's going to solve the problem. But it didn't. She still got out, and I still saw her all over the neighborhood fucking around with dogs. Which I didn't think that worked once, but yeah, it did. And so eventually we moved out of that neighborhood because we thought, let's move it on up here with the Jeffersons. And so we moved to the south side from the west side of Tulsa. And we moved to a house with, nice fences and the security fences, okay? So this is solved. Heidi's not gonna get lost anymore. Yay. Except she did. She could climb the fence. So she climbed the fence to our next door neighbors and then escaped out of their garage because they would keep their garage door open and she would escape. So this happened and we're like, I'm not looking for her anymore, I've learned. She's just out having a good time. Eventually she would show back up on our front porch. So she's not really lost, right? I mean, maybe her soul was lost, but she's not really lost. And so she would go away, she'd come back, she'd go away, she'd come back. And so we were like, one day she goes away and she never comes back. It's like, oh, she's really lost now, right? So my mom is walking the neighborhood. Heidi's been gone probably 2 months. We haven't seen her. We don't know what to do. And my mom's walking the neighborhood and she walks around the block and one of the neighbors comes out and she said, my mom knows her. She says, hey, how are you? She says, oh, I'm great. She says, we just got a new dog. We've had her just a couple of months. She's just the sweetest thing. Her name's Lady. And she brings the dog out and there's Heidi with her underbite, and she's all groomed and she has a little pink bow in her hair. And this woman is holding the dog and she says to my mom, she says, she just showed up. Have you ever seen her? This is Lady. Have you ever seen her before? My mom looks at her and she says, no, I've never seen Lady before. And so Heidi was found.